Hey everyone, I'm Ben.
And I'm Alex.
We're sitting here in front of a classic piece of hardware, a PlayStation 2. But Ben, we're not here to talk about the console, are we? We're talking about this tiny little gray box plugged into the controller port.
That's right.
This, Alex, is the 8Bitdo retro receiver for PlayStation. And I've got to say, after spending a week with it, it might be one of my favorite retro gaming purchases in years.
That's a bold claim. So let's back up. What is it? I see it's plugged into the Player One port, and it's got that classic PS1 gray color and the little rectangular brick look. It definitely matches the aesthetic.
It does. 8Bitdo's great at that. In simple terms, this dongle lets you use modern wireless controllers on your original PlayStation 1 and PlayStation 2 consoles. We're talking PS5 DualSense, PS4 DualShock, the new Switch Pro controller, even the new Xbox controllers.
Okay, I'm immediately interested. My original PS2 controllers, I love them for the nostalgia, but let's be honest, they're 20 years old. The sticks are drifting, the cables are a tangled mess, and one of them has that weird sticky cord syndrome.
Exactly. That's the problem this solves. I was so tired of sitting 5 feet from my TV, tethered by a cord that's just waiting to be tripped over. So I bought this.
So walk me through the setup. I'm guessing it's a nightmare of drivers and firmware updates.
That's what I expected too, but honestly, it was simple, stupidly simple. You plug the receiver into the console, there's a tiny little pair button on the USB-C port on the side. You press that, the blue LED starts blinking, and then you just put your modern controller into its pairing mode.
Which controller did you test first?
I went straight for the PS5 DualSense. I figured, let's try the most modern thing I have. I held the Create button and the PS button, the light bar started flashing, and maybe 10 seconds later, bam, solid blue light on both. It just worked.
No remapping buttons, no lag. Come on, there has to be a catch.
I'm with you. I was looking for the catch. The first thing I did was boot up Tony Hawk's Pro Skater 3. That game is all about muscle memory and precise, quick inputs.
A perfect lag test. If you miss in 900, you blame the controller.
And I couldn't blame the controller. It felt one-to-one. I played for an hour and I genuinely forgot I was playing on a PS2 with a wireless adapter. It felt as responsive as if it were plugged in. Then I swapped to Gran Turismo 3.
Ah, now we're testing analog sticks.
And vibration. This is the other magic part. The haptics and rumble are fully supported. I was using the DualSense, and when I went off-road, the controller gave me that perfect feedback. It's not just a dumb adapter that maps buttons, it translates the full experience. The analog sticks felt perfect for steering, no dead zone issues I could detect.
Okay, that's impressive. What about other controllers? You mentioned the Switch Pro?
Yep, same process. Paired it in seconds. I fired up Katamari Damacy, and it was perfect. Honestly, I think the ergonomics of a modern controller, like the Pro Controller or the DualSense, just make these old games more comfortable to play for long sessions. My hands aren't cramping up like they used to with that original DualShock.
So it's all perfect? You're telling me this $25 dongle has zero downsides? I find that hard to believe.
Okay, you're right. There is one major caveat. It's not 8Bitdo's fault, it's just a limitation of modern hardware.
Here we go.
Pressure-sensitive buttons.
Oh, right. I completely forgot about those. The original PS2 DualShock 2 had face buttons, X, circle, square, triangle, that knew how hard you were pressing them.
Exactly. And modern controllers, like a PS5 or Xbox controller, don't have that. Their face buttons are digital. They are either on or off. There's no half press.
How many games even used that?
More than you'd think, but only a few where it's critical. The big ones are the Metal Gear Solid games. In MGS 2 and 3, you'd press square lightly to aim your weapon, then press it harder to fire. With this receiver and a modern controller, you can't do that. The moment you press square, you fire.
Ouch, that basically breaks that game.
It makes it very difficult. There are some workarounds. 8Bitdo has a hotkey where you can click the stick to toggle the aim, I think, but it's clumsy. Some racing games also used it for throttle and brake.
So, final verdict, if you are a Metal Gear Solid purist, this is a no-buy.
100%. If your entire retro gaming life revolves around Snake Eater on original hardware, you have to stick with an original DualShock 2 controller. But for the 99% of the rest of the PS1 and PS2 library, Crash Bandicoot, Ratchet & Clank, Final Fantasy X, Tony Hawk, Gran Turismo, this thing is a godsend.
I have to agree. The tiny issue with pressure sensitivity seems like a small price to pay for the sheer convenience of using my favorite comfortable wireless controller on the couch. No batteries in the controller either?
Right. The receiver draws all the power it needs right from the controller port. It's a set it and forget it piece of tech.
I'm sold. I'm picking one up. It feels like it bridges a 20-year technology gap for less than the price of a new game.
Couldn't have said it better myself. It makes these classic consoles feel accessible and modern again, and it does it without any fuss. It's a definite must-have for any retro PS1 or PS2 owner.
Awesome. Well, thanks for showing me this, Ben.
Anytime. Well, that's all from me, Ben.
And from me, Alex. Thanks for listening.
We'll catch you on the next one.